Namaste. Hello, Alex. This is
Yeah,
Dr.
let's do it.
Lisa's YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Lisa.
So, Alex, you're a healer, you're a musician, you're an artist. Let's talk about your story and how you're helping the world. So, you'll be our guest speaker today.
Okay. I got a cool story. Yeah, a lot of stuff's happened. It took probably 20 years for me to realize what I needed to do. So, about 9 years ago, I started getting into meditation. And it was a long time coming because I feel like a lot of my life I was aware of meditation without knowing the word, and I kind of was mindful a lot as a kid, and so it was just like finally this concept was like introduced to me as meditation. So yeah, growing up I was overweight and I became bigger and bigger, and eventually I became obese. And so finally I made a choice to take care of my health and take full responsibility. So there were two big factors in me becoming aware of what I needed to do. And so first I was experimenting and recreationally using cannabis and mushrooms. These became therapeutic for me, and it took me a little bit longer. So I was doing these. I was using cannabis and using mushrooms, and then I had an incident where my dad died,
Mm.
and so it shook up my world. I was young. He was young. I was only 22. He was like 54. So
Mm.
I ended up getting into meditation shortly after that. Um, and by that time, I was still really heavy. So I was like not paying attention to my diet. I didn't have a good exercise routine or anything. It was like mindless. I was kind of living mindlessly. And so when my dad died, it was like it totally it's really hard to explain. Just like I don't know. It's your whole world is different. So I lost my father, but I also gained some liberation actually, because growing up he was kind of moody, and so um yeah, it was like I was living for him. I was living to meet his approval, and a lot of the
Yeah.
things I was doing was just to make sure that he was gonna be like, okay, good job, nice job, Alex. And although I wasn't doing anything bad, I was, yeah, it was like he was just trying to control my life. And so he died, and somehow I honestly felt liberated. At first it was really tough, but then once I started meditating and I read a couple books, I read this one book called Wherever You Go, There You Are by John Kabat-Zinn.
Mm.
And that was an amazing book. And so, yeah, I got into meditation. That was really helpful because it just made sense to me to sit and not have to like seek and reach for answers elsewhere. It helped me realize from within what I needed to do and how I needed to be. And
How shortly did you get into ayahuasca, DMT? I went after that period of time after you did the mushrooms. What was your time frame before you decided you wanted to take the plunge and,
yeah,
you
um,
know, go to that spiritual path?
well, there was probably about 8 years after the mushrooms is when I first went into ayahuasca ceremony. Um, I was intimidated by it at first because I had so many issues in my life. I had so many problems. I was I was like carrying a lot of stress from other people, I think, and so I was like actively shedding all these things and like working on myself, working on my shadows, and working on clearing clearing the gunk away.
Hmm.
It wasn't me. It wasn't my truth. It wasn't my authentic self. And so by the time I did get into ayahuasca, I had already done a lot of the work. I already done a lot of work that because when I was meditating and I was hearing a lot of stories and people, oh, I went to a ceremony and all these things happened. So I was like, I had heard people telling about their experiences, and I was already in a mode of working on myself and trying to figure out why what makes me tick and what makes me bothered or what makes me happy, and trying to find balance and stay centered regardless of external situations, just being happy either way. But we're always going to have ups and downs, so that's why meditation is important, and plant medicine helps to help me to realize that I am the medicine. Your breath is the medicine. You can take a dose of your own medicine at any moment when life is getting too stressful.
A lot of people though do want to do the medicine, but they're scared. And I always tell my clients that
Yeah.
the medicine will call you. Sometimes you'll feel a
Totally.
calling, and it's really a catalyst because I've definitely have noticed my spiritual growth and
Yeah.
has improved. And you're not only making yourself better, but you're really helping the planet when you do this medicine. So it's a really beautiful medicine because it's from
Totally.
plant, from nature. So there's this wisdom and this profound shedding of identity, because we live in a world where we're scrutinized, and there's a lot of stereotypical beliefs about people,
Yeah.
and you really can just be who you are. Your soul really will shine through. And the impact that it has, for even healing your inner child and even healing your ancestors, because your ancestors are affected as well.
Yeah.
So maybe sharing, did you connect with your father when you did it?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. I did. I feel like it helped me for me, like because I almost felt like I had already done it when when I went into my first ayahuasca ceremony. It didn't feel like it wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't
Mm,
as overwhelming as I thought it was going to be because I had experienced DMT a couple times, and that it reassured me. Like I was already working on myself. I was already about 8 years into meditating a lot and doing yoga every day and using music as a healing practice. And
and
so
breath too, because you're breathing
breath
so
work,
deep.
of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. Like, so if you were to, like, I was already preparing essentially for ayahuasca for years without necessarily realizing it. Like you said, you feel a calling. I didn't feel the calling for a while. And then I was doing the work though. I was like preparing. I was I wasn't just ignoring my problems. I was sitting with them and I was meditating, yoga. Like these things were so impactful for me. And
Mhm.
yeah, doing mushrooms and then so it's like the steps. It's like meditation, yoga, although I did mushrooms first, but all those three things were like my preparations, and breathing, spending plenty of time in nature, and just going to the waterfalls and just sitting at the river. Like I used to live in Richmond where you are. And
Mhm.
now I go into nature as often as I can. That's why I like living in Alaska, because I can just walk out of my house, drive 15 minutes up the road, and I can be deep into the nature.
And
And
nature is medicine, and we're here to just honor it. And I'm grateful that we have it because it really transforms your soul. And
yeah,
I feel blessed that we can have this and go back to our roots, because this is where we are nature as well. So
absolutely. It's such a nice thing that we were able to get this little magical potion, like the mushrooms or the ayahuasca or whatever, from the nature, and then we feel it and we become one, and then we're all just one big heart of love.
yeah,
But
that's beautiful. And how did you get into your kombucha business? I know you said that you were overweight. Your healthy diet, you plant-based diet, you eat pretty healthy, exercise, meditate, sleep well,
right.
doing all the things that has helped your have a balanced life. How did you actually decide to get into it?
Yeah. Oh man, kombucha. Yeah, I was pretty addicted to food. Like that was my big addiction, food and
Mm,
candy, soda, all stuff like that. Uh, so I discovered kombucha, and it satisfied all the itches. I used to drink. I was never a heavy drinker, but I I drank beers and I drank soda and whatever. So there, at the time, I mean, maybe 10 years ago, there wasn't a lot of healthy drinks out there. Like kombucha, it's kind of like new age. It's an ancient drink. It's been around, who knows, thousands of years, but it's being rediscovered again. Like we're restoring balance here on this planet. So
mm,
kombucha is in that. It's in the regenerative health category of foods because it's good for your digestion. It has probiotics and it helps you harmonize your digestive system, which plays a huge part in your overall health. So
mm.
I pretty much was like, this is perfect because now I don't have to drink soda. It's fermented and it's acidic and it's a little fizzy. So I don't have to drink beer, which I didn't, I was just drinking beer because it was available and everyone else is drinking. I didn't really like it. But so when I found kombucha, I was like, this is perfect. This satisfies all the itches for me. And I started making it for myself because I was wanting to drink more than what I could buy from the store. I was like, I'm not going to buy a gallon a day from the store. So I started making it. So, I mean, I didn't always drink a gallon a day, but now that I make whatever 250 gallons in a month, I can drink a lot. So
And you're helping a lot of people because it's natural, and it's coming back to we're coming back
yeah,
to the plant. So you're actually, small business owner. So you're really putting that love into the kombucha when you do it because it's called Love Wise, right?
yeah, exactly. And whenever I have people come to like work and make it, I show them these affirmations I have that because I don't want people to come. Like when I was growing up, I had all these different jobs and none of the jobs cared about me. I was just a person working in whatever. I worked at restaurants, in the kitchen. Like I wasn't anything. You know what I mean? So when people come and work with Lovewise, I want people to know that I care about them and
Hmm.
that it's not about I need you to be here at this time and do the job. It's about like, are you happy? Like, if you're not able to, if you can make it, great. If not, there's no pressure. We're not going to get mad about things. We're going to be joyful. We're making this gratefully. If you're having a bad day, then it's fine. Like we, I want everyone to be grateful to be there. And if there's something in the way of them being grateful to be a part of it, then whatever. If I can help them address it,
Hmm.
I will. If it's something that I can do and help, then I will. But if it's something like a personal thing, then like yeah, go handle that. It's that's not important to me. I would rather people be happy and healthy and be cared for mentally, and like people's mental health and emotional and spiritual health is way more important to me than kombucha being made. Like I'll make it, I'm like,
Well, and I noticed too, I wanted to talk about because you're a world traveler and you are basically going on these retreats and you do more than just breath work. You do yoga, you do area yoga and acro yoga. And what other types? I mean, are you in Ayurvedic medicine as well? Because I know you're partnering up with another yoga.
yeah. So in April, I'm um, co-hosting a retreat with one of my friends from the States. His name is Cole. And also, we're going to partner with an ashram I went to last year in India called Mata Titu Yoga Ashram.
Okay.
And yeah, they are welcoming us to work with them. And so, anyone who comes to the retreat, we're going to be doing some classes with them at the ashram. And then also, me and Cole will have some classes that we'll teach. So, there are some authentic relating games and some comedy games that we're
Mm.
gonna do to kind of get people out of their body. So kind of combining breath work, meditation, and also some games and
And
conversation.
and symbols too, right? I know you actually make your own music, which is awesome. I
Uh-huh.
listen.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I do sound bowls, didgeridoo, handpan,
Mhm.
and we make sound bath, sound journeys that way. And then I'll produce music, meditation music, yoga music to accompany sessions. So yeah, um, all these things that have helped me heal is what my path is towards serving the world, and these are the things that I want to bring to the world because they've brought so much positive impact onto my life, and so there's enough crap out there. There's enough stuff that is not good, that's not healthy, and I'm just doing my thing. I'm doing what I think the world needs because I when I grew up, I kind of got I didn't get dealt a great hand. I didn't get dealt a terrible hand. There's a full spectrum of life. Some people are extremely privileged, and some people are getting murdered and genocide. All these things are happening. So I was somewhere in there, probably more towards the privilege, but still, my life was not a normal, Hollywood normal, like, my parents split up when I was young, and it was kind of a messy situation. So I got to see. I feel like I had a third person's view of life, and so it's funny that I got into meditation and yoga and spirituality when I was a bit older, because when I was younger, I felt these things. I felt like I almost could have, like, I don't know. I wasn't remote viewing. I wasn't levitating or this kind of stuff, but I was feeling like, you know what I mean? Like you could see
Mhm.
from another, like, perspective, not just within my body. Like I could see in from another dimension in a way.
Sometimes I find that when you are almost looking down and outs like an outsider looking in on your life,
Yeah.
and times when we have different families. We have our family, our blood family, but we also have our spiritual family,
Right.
and you know, and then we have just people in our life that are helping each other support each other on this mission together and
Yeah.
this purpose. And I find too that, there's nothing to fear because a lot of people have a lot of fear getting into the
Mhm.
spiritual path. And you're mentioning about stillness and becoming, all the answers are within yourself.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate maybe a little bit
Yeah.
so people can maybe feel more comfortable in exploring this area? Because it can be a little bit overwhelming if they feel that they're spiritual, but they don't know what steps to take.
Yeah.
Maybe just get into meditation, into yoga,
Right.
having like a support, like a community they can connect
Mhm.
to.
Yeah. Yeah. It can be a little overwhelming to get in to get into it because it's almost like from a young age we're taught to not trust ourselves. Like, I don't know, for me when I was growing up, I went to public school in New York, like pretty regular, but I for some reason I don't know if it was my own parental upbringing or like the school system, but it made me feel like don't trust your gut. It it wasn't it wasn't very so I didn't feel like I could make decisions for myself. But that's not true. Like we do have the answers, and a lot of times we seek answers from other people. We want, it's good to get other people's perspective, um but other people don't have the answers for us. You're not, like, what if you went to people, someone else, for every decision you made? That's, you're not going to be making a true authentic decision if you never listened to what you actually thought. If you just went to whoever, your friends, and said, what should I do about this thing, and you got an answer that wasn't even your answer. So that's not even real. That's like you're living someone else's life or what someone else wants you to be. So
Well, it sounds like that you trust your intuition now, that you really go with your intuition and your guide
yeah,
and your true soul. You follow your heart, which has led you to your path, which is beautiful.
nobody knows you more than you. So if
Mhm.
you're always asking other people for the answers, then they're not going to give you the realist answer. You're the only person who's going to give yourself the realist answer. Like if you're having a hard time on something or you're bothered by something, then I'm not saying don't talk to people or like whatever. If you do therapy and that's helpful and you feel and it feels good for you, like don't stop doing those things, but being more responsible for emotional support, for spiritual support, and like being more of your own support team. And that's what meditation is you're going to your own high council of me, of you, whoever you are, and you're sitting with them. It's like going into a meeting with yourself, and you get
Mhm.
to have a conversation with yourself. And a lot of people get overwhelmed because they're like, oh, I don't know how to meditate, I can't just sit still. That's why what one of my favorite ways to meditate is near water. So
Mm.
the ocean waves, great. Rivers, waterfalls. My favorite is waterfalls because the power of waterfalls is, for me, it's very healing. It's very cleansing. And you don't have to get under the waterfall, but for me, I love it. It's like you get totally like just cleansed.
Emerged, yeah. And there's so much. It's not only clarity, but I find that when I just have water, just surrounding myself in water and being immersed in water, I
Yeah.
feel almost like I'm reborn, like I'm like rejuvenated,
Mhm.
almost to like a new identity, a new self. Like it's
Yeah.
really refreshing on so many levels, and it's also really therapeutic and healthy for yourself to be in water. So,
Very.
um,
It's
yeah.
like the very. Sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no. I just wanted to maybe you want to tie in something to people that are, I'm going to put everything in the description about
Okay.
your links and your IG.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to, because I just wanted to touch base on, because when you got into this, you probably were alone at some point because a lot of people are not going to be on the same path as you. So what can you say to people that, really want to do it, but they're scared and that they need that kind of push? Maybe did you ever go to a yoga community that felt comfortable and you felt you can connect with spiritually? Because a lot of your friends are spiritual healers and
Yeah.
are helping the planet as well. So maybe just tell me how did you take a yoga class? Did you
Yeah.
connect on Instagram or
Right.
meet, whatever?
Yeah. Definitely going to yoga classes was huge because then you're around like-minded people, or
Hmm.
as I would say, love-hearted people. you're around people who are into yoga, and
Mhm,
yoga goes far beyond just like the physical exercise, the asana, the whatever warrior two poses. It's like we get to kind of simulate within a yoga asana practice, we get to simulate stressful situations in life. And
mhm,
there's just something about it. Like a lot of people who I've met through yoga are just my best friends. And
mhm,
um yeah, the yoga community is very supportive. If that's why got into it, because I was embarrassed. I was overweight, I was obese, and I was embarrassed. And
mm,
so I was like, I feel like when I went to the gym, I felt judged, and maybe I was judging myself, but whatever. The yoga, going to yoga studios, I did not. I felt like they were like, thank you for being here. Like, thank you for like choosing this path for yourself, for your healing, for for like choosing you, for prioritizing your own healing, your own journey of self-awareness, um, and realizing your truth, and shedding the not truth, shedding, get ridding getting rid of what's not you, and so that way you can unveil the pure energy of you, the pure essence of you. And this is what yoga does, kind of magically. You just do the
mm.
poses, you breathe, and your mind is going to tell you all these things. Your mind is going to start to chirp and say, I can't, doubts, fears, worries. But then you breathe and you slow down and you
And you
relax.
feel present. I feel more present whenever I do yoga. I'm very present. I'm very spiritually awakened, and I feel
Hmm.
like I can really breathe through any tension in my body. Is just I'm letting it go and surrendering, and that's the
Yeah.
beauty about.
Yeah, it's amazing. I would say if people were trying to get into spirituality and don't have anyone, going to a yoga class would be a good way to meet some people.
Mhm.
And I would bet there would, at any yoga class, there's at least one other person who's like, I need some spiritual friends. I need some people to relate to. And, like
Yeah, even the meditation, the sound bowls are so powerful. Like,
sound
even
bowl, going to a sound bath, like,
yeah, sound bath or wow. It,
yeah,
my first
attending.
one, I became awakened. Did you feel like too that you went to another dimension?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like I went, and now I'm able to integrate these other dimensions into this dimension, this earth, this physical plane. Like I try to stay connected with
Mhm.
with the beyond, like as often as I can, while still being grounded on earth, like present, aware, in control. But just chiming in a little, saying like slowing down and breathing, looking around, and like just taking a moment just to be, and just to realize what is going on without actually doing anything. I think that's a big thing that, mm, maybe not too many people do. I don't know, because there's a lot of problems on this planet. So I don't know if there's enough people meditating and like slowing down and really saying, is this the right thing to be doing? You know?
I totally agree. And I thought slowing down and being still and then just making time for their self-care because
Yeah.
we get very busy in our world. So
Mhm.
your self-care seems to be working. I mean, you are getting massage, acupuncture, cupping, Reiki. All these healers are, coming to you and we're all working together in this community to heal our planet. I do appreciate you taking the time to give your
Yeah.
beautiful to YouTube and to my channel. So thank you. You're a light to this world, and I'm grateful for you to be on here and grateful for your mission and your passion and all the work that you're doing. So it's really rewarding on so many levels. So
Oh,
sending you love and light. Thank you for
that's so kind. Yeah.
being
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you so much. I really am glad that you are doing this. It's so necessary. Um, It's like my one of my teachers in India said yoga teachers have the hardest job because everyone else on this planet is just working, working, working for money, for money, for money. And we're working for healing. We're working for awareness. Yeah, we need money. It's a good tool, but it's not what I'm working for. I'm working to raise awareness and raise consciousness. And so are you. And
Mhm.
so many people are doing this, and I love it. I'm so happy that like I've realized this path for myself and for and my team, my tribe, my people, my aliens,
Well, it's so
my
great, and
yogis.
yogis, and my heart loves that I can connect to you even being so far away. You're in
Yeah,
my life, and you mean a lot to me, and being able to, heal one person at a time and to just
yeah,
spread awareness. It just takes one to change the world. So we're doing it.
yeah. Thank
Person
you.
at a time. And we'll have to one day do retreats. I'm excited about you going to India, and you'll have to,
Yeah,
talk about that next time on the YouTube. You'll have to talk about your retreats more in depth, and people will reach
yeah,
out to you and find you. So ping you down.
yeah, yeah. Sweet. Yeah, so I'm doing a retreat in India that you can find it through my website. I'm getting the listing together. And then my Instagram, lovewisekombucha is the kombucha one. Alexanderbayer.fun is the yoga one. And yeah, I'm around. I'll be traveling for the next 4 months, Central America and Southeast Asia, on my way to India and then back towards Alaska. So
Wow, you're doing the world in less than 6 months, right?
yeah, right.
Around.
Taking my yearly world tour.
Yeah, well, I'm really happy for you, and I'm excited for your journey and for
Yeah.
your transformation. Every day is a blessing. So thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here. Namaste, peace, love, and
Mm,
light, good health and happiness, safe travels. And I will see you soon. See
mm.
ya.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I'm
Thank,
grateful for you.
thank you very much.
Peace,
Have a
love, and
beautiful, blessed
happiness.
day. Peace, man.
You
I love.
too. See ya.
See ya.